highest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys, and welcome to THFC Till We Die, home at Tottenham past, present, and of course an exciting future on the Thomas rank. Also, who knows, after the game on Saturday. And then this is a bit like on the score. I know I probably should have done yesterday. Well, I was feeling a bit under the weather, so I decided to do it quickly tonight for you guys, so we can put this game to bed and enjoy the international break. Enjoy some time away from Spurs. No, I don't want to watch Ireland play. We're gonna lose. I don't know what's more depressing. I really don't know. Sometimes watching Tottenham play or watching Ireland play, one of the other. It's take your pick this season, isn't it? But also, guys, got a little bit of news as well around Spurs, and then to end off, we do have the members fantasy league where people are, and to be honest, I've taken a major hit. I've taken a major fall. I've gone from I think fourth down to ninth. I really have. I'm hit relegation form. So whatever I did, I have to go and look at my team again. But big up, guys. I hope you're all doing well tonight and enjoying your Monday as the winter moves into effect. So, guys, but yeah, what do you think of the game Saturday? Let me know what you thought of the game. Look, for me, I watched it again yesterday, right? And what I saw of it, Saturday, I was frustrated, right? Had my win taken out of my sails, basically, because of the goal we conceded near the end. And thinking on reflection, and do you know what? We didn't defend it well, did we? We really didn't defend it well. Pentacle didn't do well. And it's a heartbreak, isn't it? It's a sucker punch. That's what it is. It's a sucker punch. But look, a point's better than nothing but to lose it at the death. Yeah, and we can shout and roar all we want about players and the position and Thomas Frank and whatever. I think when I go through my my when I go through my player ratings tonight, guys, for you, and give my explanation why I'm giving them these ratings, you might understand why I'm seeing the game as I'm a little bit with it. But if you do look at it, though, it's a game where I think the game turned on substitutions, and that's where it turned on. It turned on substitutions. We got our spot on. Manchester United didn't get theirs, and look, we're 10 men. We took the lead. We should be able to see the game out. Last kick of the game, defend the corner, 3 points. Up the second, thank you very much. But we didn't. And you can blame Vicario, you can blame Bentancur, you can blame, we should have dealt with it better. We had our chances in the second half. I mean, to go 15 minutes without even having a shot target is pretty abysmal at home, to be fair. And I think with the players that are back there, the likes of Dean Scarlett and players like that, they're going to have to be thrown in now. They're going to have to be thrown in now because we lost Kolo now for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken jaw. We've got no Solanke. We don't know when he's coming back. And when you look at the injury players we've got out, we've lost a hell of a lot of sort of by scoring goals and people to score goals. And it rarely is. It is abysmal. But look, a draw. This man here who's coming on did predict a draw. He did say it would be a draw at the end of the game, but it was the way that we got that draw. That I think. Do you know what, Tequila? I think I was more frustrated with our defending and the goalkeeper then, and the conceding at the end, and also probably a bit frustrated that 15 minutes we went without even having a shot target.
You were upsetting me for laughing, weren't you?
I apologize for that, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay.
No. I was wrong. I was frustrated with the game, and I think I took what I normally would see with you as your dark sense of humor. To be fair, I didn't, because I was so frustrated at what we just done. We conceded a second goal, the last kick of the game, and you go from one extreme to another. No excuse.
That's kind of what I was laughing at. I was laughing at only at Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Other teams do it, but if you think about the amount of times it seems to happen to us, it becomes absurd.
It does. It does. So I do apologize for that, Keeler, and I will apologize live on there for that, bud.
It's okay. We're all quite frustrated. I never want to see us lose, despite what some might think. I certainly don't enjoy it. But when it happens, I'm left with my defense mechanism is I laugh at things. I become sarcastic.
Yeah, that's fair. I wish you had your mechanism, actually, but to be fair. But see, I get so intrigued in the game. I get so entrenched because you're doing the watch along. You get involved in it. Do you know what I mean? I'm with every kick, every tackle, every defensive move. And when something happens, you get frustrated. You go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, why?" And I suppose sometimes you have to sit back and look at it from outside looking in, which I did again. And when I look back at games, Tequila, I look at it as if I'm a neutral fan. So I take emotion out of it and try, probably a bit like Spock out of Star Trek, take emotion out of it, look at it logically. I think you judge a game better that way.
Yeah, I think it's harder for you because I think it's just the nature of a person. I'm just more logical than you in general, right? It's not a knock. It's just a difference. It's easier for me to do that than I think it is for you to do what you just said. And the fact that you managed to do it, you should be commended, because it's not easy to do. Normally, that does come with hindsight. Normally, it's not something you can do in a moment. Normally, as you said, you have to kind of wait for the raw emotion to kind of die down a little bit, and then you can go back with a bit more of a level head. So, you have to look at the game as a whole. I said to Com and Rebel Man United fans that I thought a draw probably was a fair result overall. They actually don't think so. they think they should have won it.
Yeah, Colin said that to me after when we did match reactions. He said he should have won it. But if you look at the stats, Tequila, right? The stats tell a very different story. I mean, you look at them stats there; they tell a totally different story. But if you look at our stats in particular, that was more second half really than first half. First half, I would love to know what XG was at the end of the first half.
Well, I'm happy to see that our XG is what's that? Nearly 10 times what it was.
Yeah,
against Chelsea. So I guess you can say by that merit, then that was a massive improvement. I mean, I think I don't know if we'll play as bad against Chelsea against any other club as we did. I'm not sure we'll see in a performance like that again. I sure hope not.
no.
I do think I still, yeah. I mean, I think it's because the way the match went down. That's why the United boys are probably thinking they should have won it. But yeah, you look at the stats. I think a draw. I think it should have been a draw. I think it was a draw. I think it should have been a draw. I predicted a draw. I don't think there is that much between the teams, really, Dermo. Not really.
It was a very tight game. It was a very game where it reminded me a lot of the Europa League final.
Wasn't the best game, was it? Let's be honest.
I thought the Europa League final was better than that game on Saturday, apart from the last sort of minute and a half of the game when we took the lead and Man United equalised. One thing I think did turn the game was the substitutions. We got our spot on. Manchester United didn't get their spot on, and I think that's where they went wrong.
Well, there's been a massive discussion point. I can't remember. I might have been TalkSport or something I saw it on regarding Amaron making that fifth substitution and how like people are saying he was crazy. It's like you just don't do that. You always leave one. You always leave one free for just in case. You never use the full five. And Amaron used his fifth one at like the 80-minute mark, and they're like, no, maybe if it's 90 minutes, then you can make a fifth one, but you don't do it at the 8-minute mark. And also, Dermo, I don't know if we would have scored if they wouldn't have made that blunder. I suppose that substitution blunder, if you want to look at it that way, I don't know if he would have scored. It could have ended up 1-0. It looked like the game was going to be 1-0.
It did. I tell you who did come on. We'll get on to the player ratings, but these are the stats, guys. So there is the first stats. These are the second stats. Again, passing, we out-passed Manchester United. They out-tackled us, by the way. Vicario didn't have one save to make in the whole game. And the two saves, Man United. Their keeper's a pretty good goalkeeper, by the way. He's such an improvement than what they had. If that was Onana, I guarantee you.
He's young as well. For a keeper, he's young. He's like 23. So, keepers always hit their peak about 30, really. So he's he's pretty good already. So he could end up being long-term really good keeper for them.
I think so. Of course, we did get more yellow cards to them, but no red cards this time. Thank God. Right, this is sort of a little bit news, guys. The Tottenham star who has not travelled on international duty is Tommy Frank. Faces Arsenal away. Mohamed Kudus has not joined up following Ghana, following the injury that has resulted in him missing the past two matches. And then also Randall Kolo Marani injury has been known. He's got a fractured jaw, but apparently he's only going to be out to 68 weeks. It doesn't need surgery. So I suppose that's probably one bit of good news, Tequila.
I don't know if I call it good news, dude. Like that because that leaves us, unless Solanke's going to make a miraculous recovery, which I've heard nothing on him coming back anytime soon. We're down to Richarlison again, don't we?
Oh, please don't. Please don't. These are the players that are out injured, Tequila. It's shocking, isn't it? If you look at them players, right? If you look at them attacking players, Kulu, Madison, Kolo, Solanke, probably Bergville, and Kudos. That's a lot of attacking out there, isn't there, when you look at that injury list?
Well, you've got like 4 or 5 of our best attackers there, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like last year underhand, I think it was a lot of our defensive players went down, and this year it's the other way around.
Look, we know Bergville's back. I think that's him finished now. I know Bergville is back. And we might see Solanke back for the Arsenal game. I doubt it, but we may do. Which player are you out of that list? Which player are you looking forward to getting back?
Maddison.
Not Kulu.
No. Because listen, the thing about Xavi, we've all been pretty hard on him, some more than others. I think Xavi is a very intelligent footballer. I think he's got to work on his physicality big time, and that'll be for me. That'll be whether or not he can adjust like Modric did, right? But I don't think there's enough players on our team on the same footballing IQ wavelength as Xavi. So I don't think there's enough of them, and I think Maddison is one who is. So I want to see the interplay between Maddison and Xavi. Xavi on the left, Maddison number 10. I want to see what those two, and Kudos, I want to see what those three can do in the same team. We won't get to see that until Maddison comes back, which probably, to be honest, probably won't be this season. Even if he comes back at the tail end, it's going to be rusty demo. So you're probably looking at next season, really. So we're probably not going to get to see it this season, which is a real shame. The next season, I'm hoping some of our attacking woes, at least when it comes to being creative, might be gone. We still need to get another striker. That would be, no matter what happens, we need that. But I mean, just creating chances, I would like to see Maddison, Xavi, and Kudos in the same team and see if that stops or fixes our chance creation issues. But we won't know till next year, unfortunately. It sucks. That would be my choice. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Kulu. I like Kulu. I just think Maddison's a bit more creative than him. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. Look, Kulu could be back before Christmas. It's what we really want, or just after. We know Solanke could be back before Christmas. Bergville will be back. You've got Dragusin, who's gone off to the Romanian squad to train with them. Though he is out. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But you've got Taka out still with he's now got a quad injury. So he's out with his quad. You've got Basuma. I don't
he's
think
no loss. He's no loss to me. Honestly, if Basuma is fit, I don't want him anywhere near the team. So that's no loss to me.
No. And also, you've got Archie Gray out as well with his knee.
Yeah,
a lot of knee injuries.
That's a shame. Yeah, that's a shame.
It is. A lot of knee injuries there, Tequila. But only one hamstring in Ben Davis. So look, there's our injury list. Hopefully, but I feel sorry for Thomas Frank. I really do, because I'm now beginning to think this has nothing to do with the managers. This is to do with our medical department. I really do. And I'm thinking if this new board, which we are going to talk about tomorrow night, by the way, we are talking about the January window. I'm going to ask the question: is it going to be a new dawn, or is it going to be the same old? And I think it's going to be the same old.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the Tottenham, you look at the club. They really have to invest within the medical department.
But when you say it's the medical department, what do you think it is? Do you think it's the preparation for the matches isn't correct or something? Is that what you think?
I think it's the preparation for the matches. I also think when the players are injured, they haven't got. I think they're bringing them back too soon, or they're doing something that keeps them out longer. Something isn't right here. Look, I could understand James Maddison being out for the year, right? He's got an ACL done. What have they done with Solanke? Solanke was out with a minor ankle injury, and he's been out since pre-season, like. So please tell me what they're doing with him. Kulu apparently was back on grass. Now he's not back on grass. So please tell me what they're doing with him. We bought Taki in the summer. Nobody's seen him in the Spurs shirt yet because he's always been injured. We've got Dragusin out with his knee. Archie Gray now down with his knee. I mean, Morani was out with a dead leg for God knows how long. Do you know? So what are they doing wrong? What are they doing wrong? Do you know what I mean?
It's weird because I mean they're all going to be certified doctors, right? I mean, if you're a massive club like Spurs or any organisation like that, you're going to have to hire people who are proven to be in other jobs. So they can't be just guys off the street, right? So all the doctors and all the physicians who are working for Spurs should all be licensed practitioners, probably top of the range, and probably worked in other top departments, if not at other clubs, then at least if they've just come out of school, for example, then you'd like to think that the proper due diligence. So maybe that's it then. Maybe whoever hired these people, whoever is in charge of hiring of the medical staff, has just hired a bunch of clowns. I find that hard to believe because they can't all be clowns, Dermo, right?
No.
That's kind of severe negligence then. If that's the case, and whoever is hiring these people just isn't caring about their background or what they've done, where they've worked, other job references, just like going for any other job, which we all have to go through. I mean, did nobody hire them? Did they just They just pull them out of a hat and didn't go over what they did before they joined Spurs, or what?
There was a rumor last year that a senior medical officer did quit because after a row with Ange Postecoglou. So we don't know how true that is, and I don't think his place has been his spot's been replaced. So if you look at it, if you're running a major organization, you're going to have to get the right people in to do the right jobs, and you're also going to make that department build it up properly.
The more you hear, Demo, the more you hear over the years, right? The more you hear about how this club was run, with the background staff on every level. You think about all the director of footballs, most of whom has failed. You think about all the scouts, most of whom has failed. The managers we know have mostly failed, right? Even the ones I liked, I can't sit there and say they succeeded. They didn't, right? They've failed. So is it just that the old leadership, because this one's too easy, is it, again, do we have to blame our mate Levy and his ability or lack thereof to delegate properly the staff? Because it just seems to me that all the staff is just bad. They're just failures, Dermo. All of them.
It is. How long have we been complaining about our medical team? The medical
long time.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. I think it is down to Levy, and I think it's down to this. I mean, I said a little while ago, what is Daniel Levy's legacy when he left Spurs? And you sort of laughed when I forgot what you said. It was funny what you said. I think you're spot on. I think this is his legacy. We're now seeing the failure of investing properly in staff, in departments. You look at you look at Manchester United, you look at Man City, you look at Liverpool, right? Yes, they've all got their injuries. Okay. But you don't hear their fans complaining about their medical departments, do you? It's always Tottenham complaining about our medical department. He ran it the way he ran it, but it wasn't run correctly. So
I mean, look at the people. Look at the stadium person we hired, the naming rights. That's just a great example. Is that guy still employed?
No, he's gone to work for Chelsea now.
So what did he do for all the years he was only getting paid? Probably a decent chunk of change as well he got. What did he do?
He stayed in the broom cupboard somewhere and looked after the brooms. Maybe he ran the medical department.
I just like, the more people tell me how great a businessman Daniel Levy is, right? And yes, on one level, okay, yeah, he's been a success, so he's got to be good. But the neglect and the negligence, when you think about it, goes so far.
It's laughable. It is laughable. It really is.
What have been left of this club? I've been dramatic and said this club needs to be burnt down, right? Like, I won't use those terms, but this club needs complete change around from top to bottom, not just the players and the manager, all of it, the coaches, the staff, maybe even the poor little tea lady needs to be replaced so that we can have a different style of tea, right?
Well, you leave Mary the tea lady alone.
Mary the tea lady, I'm sure she's a lovely lady. She can go. I'm sure that Charlton will hire her, Leighton Orient. There are plenty of places for her to go. We just want some different tea, some different broth, right? So we just need changes, dude.
Yeah. Do you think this is where the Lewis family will have to show they are different from what was there before?
Yeah, but are they going to be more fixated on on the pitch stuff, right? Is it going to be the difference? Are they not going to? Do you think they see all these issues that you just said to me, or do you think it's like, oh no, we do need to get better players? We know this, but actually, no, hold on. What about all the infrastructure that looks like it's been massively neglected? Yeah, we got a good stadium, we got good facilities, but the people in the facilities, They need to be, obviously, it looks like all of them need to go.
Totally agree. Absolutely, totally agree. Big up to Wayne Bonner. He says, good evening, folks. Hope you're all well and having a good Monday. Big up to you, Wayne.
Cheers, Wayne.
He says the club need to spend proper money side and not just new players. This is Levy's legacy. It is, I agree. That's why I'm doing tomorrow night's show on the ownership and actually trying to. I think it has to be. Nobody's talking about it. Everyone seems to be putting it to one side. Oh, we'll give them a chance. Well, I'm not giving them a chance. That's why I'm talking about it tomorrow night. Other clubs have injuries, and we always have multiple players out for long periods of time. Yeah, I mean, you look at our front line; has been out since July. And what have you done about it? We get one player in at the end of deadline day, and then he's injured for about a month and a half, and he can't even score a goal. And now he's injured again. He'll be out for another month and a half.
Well, that's another thing that we talk about replacing people. Spurs' PR representative needs to be replaced as well, because the communication from the club to the fans is terrible as well. Because you're asking these questions. Will you tell me, Dermo, why isn't Solanke back? Why is Kulu not on grass again? He was, right? Well, tell us then. Communicate to the fans. Tell us what the problem is.
I agree.
Tell us. And then we don't have to speculate. Just tell us.
I mean, Thomas Frank does his bit, but he leaves more questions than answers when he does his press conference. Like, Ali Gold asked him a question like, what Solanke back? And his answer was, well, we have to wait and see. He may be back after the international break. He may be back. He may not be back. Well,
what's he suffering with? Good. Tell us what he's suffering with, and then give us an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Greaves went out with hepatitis, right, during the 64-65 season. And we were up there before he got injured. We were up there possibly winning the league that year. He got injured but finished 8th. But everyone knew he had hepatitis. So everyone knew why he was out, why he wasn't playing.
Unless the player himself, right? Unless the player himself has gone to the club and said, I have such and such an injury. For whatever reason, I do not want this disclosed in the public. What kind of injury could that be? I don't know. There's a mental health stuff that can be very personal, and certain stuff that may be comical, certain injuries to do with certain body parts. You guys know what I'm talking about. You might not want to be broadcasting that either. That aside, though, Dermo, why would you not tell us what's going on? Unless it's been requested by the player, I don't want you to tell this. I don't want this coming out in public because it's something that I'm sensitive of.
Yeah. One of my balls have dropped, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe both are dropped. Maybe he's going through the change.
I overdosed on Viagra. Please don't tell anyone.
Right. And look, I'm just going to go through, right? Look, just hear me out, right? Arsenal, right, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players out, right? Villa have 2 players out. Bournemouth have 2 players out. Burnley have 3 players out. Brentford have 2 players out. Brighton have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players out, right? Chelsea. Well, Chelsea have low players out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, they have 7 players out. So Palace, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Palace. Everton 2, Fulham 2, Leeds 2. A question about Leeds as well. I want to ask something about that. Liverpool 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man City have 2 out. Man United have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. Newcastle have 1, 2. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. Forest have 6 out, nearly 5 or 6. I think 7 out. Sunderland have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. Now Spurs. Kulu's out. Madison's out. Dragonson's out. Taki's out. Zuma's out. Solanke's out. Bergba's out. Ben Davis is out. Archie Gray's out. Kudus is out. Kolo Morani's out. So you're looking at what? 8? We've got 11 players out. Do you know what? We've got more players out in our team than the rest of the Premier League. Every other Premier League have between 2 to 6 players out, maybe 7. We have 11. So please tell me, why do we have the most injuries in the Premier League? Is it something to do with this fancy dancy training facility he's designed? Is it the pitch? Are they doing too much weights? Are they not doing enough practice on the field? What is it?
It's interesting you mentioned the training facilities. You wouldn't have thought so. Obviously, he didn't design it. Well,
Yeah.
I hope he didn't. He would have gotten specialists to obviously design it, come up with the architecture, and do stuff. And you'd like to believe that, again, this is more delegation, Damo, that he hired the best people to put the best equipment there. We're going to find out someone's going to go in there and realize that all the machines don't work properly and we've been using them wrong. That's why we got the injuries. So the rotor control's wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, look, I don't know. It's just it's annoying. It's annoying. Big up to Gerard as well. They're hiding. That's what he's saying. They're hiding.
Yeah.
Right, not Gerard. Big up to Rick Harris. It says if you've seen them, Rick, let me know. You're talking about Kulu.
You're talking about Solanke, are you, mate?
Solanke or Kulu. Let us know. If you see him on the last day on Sky Sports News, he could not kneel down normally for a picture. He still looks like he's struggling with his leg injury. Maybe that's about Kulu. Maybe not. It could be about Solanke. Maybe you're right, Keeler. The London clubs have the most players. The bright lights keeping them out. Dermo, maybe. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Too much football with these pointless internationals are going to add. That's another thing as well, Tequila. We're in the middle of another international break. I mean, something's got to be done at that as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, I think that's a different subject. I understand what you mean there, Wayne, but as Dermo's just run down all the numbers, other teams don't have as many, so it's like the international is for everyone. Technically, the more successful a club you are, the more international you're going to lose, to be honest. But that's a different conversation. I mean, it doesn't help for sure, but that's for every team, though. I think what Dermo's trying to say is like, why is Spurs worse than the other ones? Which that wouldn't impact that really. That's for everybody, isn't it?
I mean, tomorrow night we've got Rayman coming back on again, and Harry Scarf, a young Spurs lad who's very good, Tequila. Hopefully you join us as well, because I need your Simon Jordan sort of influence on the topics tomorrow night. And one of them will be about the club. One of them will be about how Tottenham are run. And you look at other clubs, are Tottenham still badly run? That's going to be one of the questions tomorrow night. And if you look at the Premier League, you look at Brighton, you look at all these other clubs that are run, even your old club, Palace.
Only,
even your old club. They're all run properly, but they've got people, as you say, they've got people in to do their jobs. Look, I don't want to talk too much on it because this is about Man United and going through the games and the play rates and things like this. But the one question I would ask for tomorrow night, Tequila, is I don't trust Enoch. I do not trust the Lewis family. I think they're pulling the wool over our eyes. I think we're all being hoodwinked, and I think a lot of people are gonna wake up on January 1st of February. Oh fuck, they've hoodwinked us. Instead of continuing on with the protests. I know you want to give them time, Tequila. Am I wrong? Look, we'll get more into it tomorrow night, but simple question is, do you think I'm wrong to have the feelings I have?
I wouldn't say you're wrong. Where I do differ from you is judging them in January. If you're going to cut ties, you should have done it after the summer window and just said, okay, you screwed that up. Or you give them one full transfer window. Because January, I'm not saying you can't do stuff, but it's just a different kind of market, and you will not be able to spend the money if you really want to. A lot of players don't want to move. A lot of teams are going to ask for more. All these things. So I think either you've had enough now, and you just say I don't care what they do. I don't think you should bring January into the equation, because I don't think January is going to be a fair assessment of them. No. So either you make your mind up, like I think you have done, which is fair enough, or you do what I'm probably going to do, and I will give them next summer window, and then we'll see. I'm not taking January into account. I'm just not. I'm not.
No, that's fair.
I could easily see them just not bothering. I'm not expecting them to do much in January. I'm not, but I won't come down on them that hard because I don't expect them to. I will come down on hard next summer.
In January? Do you expect any business in January?
I can see a loan for a striker. Yeah. If Vlahovic is really if he's really available for 20 million, if we don't go for him, I'll be asking big questions about that. If that's true, because
he's only got 6 months left in his contract.
Exactly. So either we get him on loan, at the very least, we should get him on loan, just to get the wages off of them, or you give him a cut down fee, like you say, 20 million. There's no reason not to go for, unless the player himself doesn't. If the player doesn't want to come, then there's normally not how much you can do. No. Would he want to come? I don't know.
I don't know. Ivan Toney, he seems to be.
Ivan Toney because of the Thomas Frank connection. That one's an easier sell. I think Vlahovic is a better player, but you could say that Vlahovic is unproven in the Premier League, whereas Toney obviously has proven he can get goals.
Yeah,
in the Premier League.
I think Ivan. Look, if you're looking at the two, you snap Vlahovic for 20 million. I mean, what's he? 60, 70 million. So you get for 20, it's a no-brainer. But
he's still young enough where he's still I think he's 26, 27. So he's still in his kind of peak, right? So it's still a good deal. And if you want to look at it from the financial side, if you bought him for 20 million, you're getting a cut price. If you did want to sell him on in a couple of years, you'll probably make a decent profit. And you know that they did take that into account, don't they? So
there you go, Tequila. That's for you.
What did you do? Let me have a look.
What's your odds say?
Ladies of the night, yeah. Is that me and you, Demo? Are we ladies of the night? Wow. Stuff has gotten desperate if me and you are classed as ladies of the night. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is. It has got desperate, or maybe people are just seeing this for what we really are.
Two divas, yeah.
Yeah, two divas is right. And out of the 11, there's definitely 5 or 6 main players there who start crazy. Yeah, he was talking about Solanke, by the way. So you were spot
on. Nightmare Kid. Not being funny, mate. When's the last striker who gave 35 goals a season? How many strikers in the world ever give 35 goals a season? I mean, you're looking at the absolute creme de la creme, like one a generation who can do that.
Can I just say, not even Harry Kane did that. In all competitions, maybe, but Kane in the Premier League, mostly 24, 25, 26 goals, 30 at most.
So, Nightmare Kid, you want us to get Kane back? I'd love to get Kane back, mate, but he ain't gonna. I'm not being funny, but
I don't want him back.
You'd say no, don't you?
I say no. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I'll find that confusing, Demo. You'd want to keep what we've got and not bring Harry Kane back.
No, what's the point of bringing him back? You're not going to get the same player back, are you?
He's not past it yet, Demo. He's not, because he doesn't rely on pace. He's not past it yet.
Right.
Kane ain't past
Harry
it.
Kane. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Harry Kane in the Premier League. Just Premier Leagues, by the way. This is not all competition. This is just Premier League, right? 14-15, 21 goals in 34 appearances. 2015-16, 25 goals in 38 appearances. 29 goals in 30 appearances. 30 goals in 37 appearances. 17 goals in 28 appearances. 18 goals in 29 appearances. 23 goals in 35 appearances. 37 appearances, 17 goals. Last year in the league, 30 goals, 38. Now, if you look in total, so say for the same year, 24-15, 51 appearances, 31 goals, 50 appearances, 28 goals, 38 appearances, 35 goals, 48 appearances, 41 goals, 40 appearances, 24 goals, 34 appearances, 24 goals, 49 appearances, 33 goals, 50 appearances, 27 goals. And his last season at Spurs, 49 appearances, 32 goals. So he never got over 35 in the Premier League, and in all competitions, only one season did he hit 35, and then the previous next season he scored 41. But apart from that, all the rest of the seasons are in the late 20s or early 30s. So it's very rare you get a striker to come in and bang in 35 goals.
I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't expect to get even a 30-goal season. I think that's a bit. I mean, Kane was an exception, of course, but they're 1 in a million, Dermo. I just want a 20-goal a season striker. That would be more than enough for this team. If we had a 20-goal season striker, you'd see a big upturn in this and the goals scored in this team.
You would. And look, why I don't want Kane back is, right, we've had Harry Kane. We've had the glorious years of Harry Kane. Yet, if he come available, I think it'd be a no-brainer to bring him back and finish off his career at Tottenham. Because I do think he wants to break that Premier League record. But is Harry Kane going to really leave Bayern Munich to go back to Tottenham, where he's guaranteed trophies, he's guaranteed to wear a Champions League, and he's going to come back to Spurs to win nothing? Is he really going to come back?
Not now.
No.
I think he's got another club in between Bayern and Spurs. I think he comes back to Spurs, but I don't think he comes back for another 2 or 3 seasons. I think he goes somewhere else. There's been rumours at Dermo, that would be mate. That would be, if I'm Harry Kane and I even get an inkling that Barcelona want me. You want to talk about breaking scoring records? Yeah, I'm heading to Barcelona.
Right, here's a question for you then, and for the chat. I just thought of it in my head. Mbappe or Harry Kane? Who's the better striker?
Do you mean today or in their primes? Because I think Kane.
I mean now. At this present time, 25-26 season. Who do you think is a better striker? Kylian Mbappe or Harry Kane?
No, they're so different, Dermo.
They are different, but a striker is a striker at the end of the day. Their job is to score goals. All right, then let me then ask you this then. Kylian Mbappe or Harry Kane? Who's better? Who would you rather have in your team? Then let me ask you this way then, Tequila. Who would you have if you were a manager, say, of Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or whatever, right? And you had an option, somebody come up to you, right, Tequila, I know you're manager of Real Madrid. You've got all the strikers you want. Is that Real Madrid, right? Mbappe, right? You can have Harry Kane, but you can only keep one. What would you do as manager?
Oh, my answer. I'm not sitting on a fence, but my answer will be this: it would depend on the creativity of my team. If I'm a team, right, like Spurs were for so many years, where I don't have that much creativity, I'm choosing Kane every day because Kane can set up goals probably better than Mbappe. Mbappe with the pace and the power and the directness he's got, With Kane, I think you get a bit more.
Yeah.
But if I don't need that extra more, then I might go with Mbappe. But if I need more from my forward to bring others to create for others, then it's Kane because Kane created. Bloody hell. You know how many goals Kane created for Sonny?
Yeah.
Look how many goals Kane set up for Sonny, Dermo.
I know.
I'll take both. There you go. I'll have both.
Yeah, both. Nightmare Kid's gone for Kylian over Harry. That's a surprise.
Look, I'm not saying that's a wrong decision.
It's not a wrong decision. Look, for me, Tequila, I would pick Harry Kane because he brings more to the game. He brings other players into it.
Yes, he does.
Where I think Kylian Mbappe can be a bit selfish. And I don't think Kylian Mbappe is. Everyone thought he would go to Real Madrid and really be so domineering like he was in the PSG. I don't think he's the same player over there like he was for PSG. Even when he plays for France, I don't think he's maybe is it the French league was too too easy for him.
I was about to
play,
say it depends. It depends what you're judging him on. If you're judging him on, Kane did it against on a weekly basis, was against much higher opposition than, with all due respect to the French league, than Mbappe was.
Yeah,
Obviously it's different. La Liga is a higher quality than Liga, so
it is.
he's against much better defenders now. But most of his career, as you know, he was in the French league. So you have to judge him on stuff like the Champions Leagues and stuff like that, and international football when he's playing against much higher quality defenders.
Maybe there's a show there with you, me, and James, top World Cup strikers. We pick a striker each, and we leave it to the people in the chat.
Ronaldo, not R9 Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, I mean, what? Look, I suppose it is Man United linked. He did an interview there last week with Piers Morgan.
Yeah, he did another one, didn't he?
Yeah, a lot of it's come out was that he's getting a lot of stick for it. I think over the Jota thing, right? For him not going to the funeral, I think that was a smart move by him, to be fair. Because if he would have went, it would have been the circus. So I can understand him.
I haven't seen the interview, Dermo. I haven't seen it. I always saw
clips of it.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
He's still very much slagging off Manchester United. Yeah, Nightmare Kid says killing because we're comparing the World Cup winner. But I'm sorry, Harry Kane's maybe I will do it. Maybe we'll do that. But maybe we'll do a pre-record, you and me together. I'll put the stats together and maybe do a 10-minute pre-record on why we think Harry Kane's better than Mbappe. Because if you look at Harry Kane, right, I think Harry Kane as a player, as a complete player, is a player that would enhance any other team.
But they're so different as well. It's so hard to compare them. I mean, they're got completely different styles. So it might just depend what you want out of your what you want out of your striker. Like I said, it depends on the composition of the rest of your team. If you've got you've got loads of created fulcrums in your team, then maybe you go with an Mbappe to get on the end of through balls, to use his pace and power. Yeah, all right. But if you haven't got that and you need somebody to play in other players, and you haven't got loads of creative players, then Harry Kane is a creator as much as he is a goal scorer. So it depends on the composition of your team.
And also, Tequila, Rodrigo's up for 70 million, and apparently Spurs are interested in him. It's one of the other bit of news before we go on to the player ratings for Saturday's game. Would he be a player that would interest you at Tottenham?
I need to see you do a show in your underwear. I'm holding you to that one if he ever does.
I am. If we do buy him, I will do it. I said I would. I still don't think it's going to happen. I think we've got more chance of me doing my show in my boxer shorts than we have signing Rodrigo. But if we do sign him, I will do it, Tequila. I'm a man of my word. I will do it in my boxer shorts. Only for the first 5 minutes, though. I don't think you've
got anything to worry about, Debo, because I don't think he's going to join us. So.
No. Yeah, I would do the intro in my boxer shorts, and then I would go and get dressed. I'm not doing the whole show in my boxer shorts. I'll do the first couple of minutes of it.
Still worth it.
I'll tell you one thing: we'll probably get most views that night seeing Demo in his boxer shorts.
Probably would.
Really do
and
it
then you know that me or Con will make a short out of it and show
it.
Off.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to seeing Connor because we've got a tech meeting on Monday. We are going to change the intro slightly as well. It's going to be tweaked. Okay. And we've got a few other things as well in the pipeline. I want to do something for you, Tequila. So I've got something in my brain for you. I've got something in my head for you.
Okay.
I got a little video idea for you. Right. We've got Army Cutie. Is this Romero? Is this Cutie Romero? Hope it is. Look at them lifting the World Cup. Ireland won't be lifting that once we lose to Portugal on Thursday. But we are doing a watch along for that, by the way, guys. We are doing a watch along, so there will be a watch along for Ireland. Watching me be depressed. I mean, welcome to join me to keep the company like. You can,
I get depressed watching England. I get depressed watching England, even though.
Or you'll have a bit of fun taking the piss out of me watching Ireland. One question, right before we move on to play ratings, was I saw an article today. I saw something on X today, right, this evening, that Harry Kane made his first start in November and he scored an equaliser against Aston Villa, and the rest is history. Do you think the same can happen for Dean Scarlett? They're at the same age. they've had the same sort of growth within Tottenham. Do you think Dean Scarlett is worth a punt now?
No. I understand the parallels you're trying to make.
Yeah.
I get it. Harry Kane did not have the best of loans, just like Scarlett.
Yeah.
And you're right, he didn't. And it's a difficult one because maybe if I were to go back all those years to when before Kane broke through, maybe I'm trying to think if I ever thought he was never going to make it. You see, I remember, Dermo, we're going back years here, and some people in the chat maybe don't remember this, but I remember
during the war.
No, not that far back, but I remember.
I go back to the war.
You do. I remember being told about this kid, Harry Kane, in the youth team. Breaking all these records, scoring all these goals in the youth team. And I remember people bigging this kid up, saying that he was going to be this absolutely amazing kid, right? Way before he went on loan, way before he broke in. Dane Scarlett, I'm not being funny. I've never heard noises out of the club or anything he did on the youth level to where he was ever regarded anywhere near to the level of Harry Kane. And I'm not saying he still can't become a decent player. He's young enough, and some players take a long time. But I just feel if there would have been something really special.
No, I see we're getting that. I see. Look, if it wasn't for Tim Sherwood, Daniel Levy wanted to sell Harry Kane to Leicester
and that would have been another part of Levy's legacy. So you can thank Sherwood for that one, I suppose. That would have been more of Levy's legacy.
I'm gonna say big up to. Do you want to say this name? Because I don't. Something Pistol.
What time is it? It's not 9.
No.
CACK Pistol. I can pronounce it. I'm not going to.
No. Yeah. Okay. Big up. Sorry, I'm dyslexic, so words get when these all small letters, so I get a bit muddled up with the letters. So I do apologize. It says new to the channel. I would like Kane, but Ludowski for me, nightmare.
I think because Nightmare Kid tried wanted to compare Lewandowski and Kane. By the way, Nightmare Kid, I choose Kane out of those two. That's actually much easier one for me.
So QT Romero, Army QT says Jose was the reason why we got Son and Kane duo. Yeah, it was Jose who really put them together, to be fair. But let's go and do the player ratings. Last thing we'll talk about the game on Saturday. I've got my notes on me on the monitor, so I'm going to give Spine, then you, Keeler, what you think. I have gone with Beccaria for 5. What I thought the game was, it didn't have much to do apart from picking the ball out the net. First goal did not have much of a chance. Second goal could have done better. So I've gone with 5. What have you gone for?
Yeah, I agree with you. He didn't have much to do. You can blame him a little bit, I think, for one of the goals. Certainly the second one, I think that's fair. He saved our asses in a lot of games, so I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon for getting him out. But he has his moments, doesn't he? I guess he's frustrating. So many keepers do. They've got their moments.
He's frustrating. That's for sure. Pedro Porro, another poor game for Porro in my eyes. Parson was booked in the second half, which was a small bit better. For me, his passing has been so way off. Tequila, it's been amazing. Do you think he's mentally tired and physically tired?
Yeah, he had a long season last year, Demo.
Yeah.
And he probably feels that there's a lack of competition as well because Jed Spence has performed so much more for us on the left. Now, I know Jed Spence is right-footed, but he probably feels, at least Porro, that he probably feels like he's got a kind of quote-unquote man up, right? Because he hasn't got any competition as well. We didn't get that fourth fullback that I thought we needed. So really, we've got 3 fullbacks for 2 positions, and you kind of need one more, especially with the Champions League and all the games you've got. So I think Porro might have been putting some extra pressure on himself. Like, well, I got to be fit. I can't go and say, hey, Gaffer, I'm tired, mate. I can't say it because we've got no cover. They've got nobody to come in for me. It was a poor game, though. I'm actually going to be a bit harsher on him, Dermo. I'm going to give him a 4.
Do you know what? I don't think. Do you know what? Maybe I might downgrade him to a 4, actually. Yeah, I
And
might agree with you on
I
that.
don't,
It's harsh. I
I
don't like
don't
doing
blame
it.
him. I don't blame him that much. I do think he's.
No.
When I say he's being played out of position, I'm not saying he can't play right back. He played right back last year, but the system is different. As a defensive right back, that's not what he does.
He's more of an attack and wing back, isn't he?
He is a wing back who was bought for Conte's 3-5-2 or 5-3-2 system. That is what he was bought for. Conte's 5 at the back system, three centre halves and 2 wing backs. That's what Ndogi was bought for. That's what Porro was bought for. I'd even argue that that's what Spence was bought for. And they've had to play as fullbacks. It's not Porro's game. It goes against what he's good at. So yes, we can be harsh on him, but Thomas Frank hasn't got any options. But right now, I'd rather see Porro right midfield, maybe winger. I think he's actually more of a right midfielder, so he got a little bit of defensiveness. I don't know if you play him that far up the pitch, but as a right back demo, not for me. Not as a defensive right back. No.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think also as well, together, I think he doesn't get help from Brennan Johnson on the right either.
That doesn't help.
When he does he gets more help from Kudos than he does with Brennan Johnson. But look, we'll get on to Brennan Johnson then later on. I want to say big up to Spurs Related to send in the super chat here. Thank you so much, bud. Really appreciate it. Keep up the content, mate. Thoughts on the attack. We're getting there. Oof. We are getting there. Yeah, we are getting there. But do you want to say anything Spurs Related?
Cheers for the support, bud. We'd like to get some more super chats so you guys can answer your questions and you can direct the conversation. Me and Demo are always willing for that, bro. Thanks again.
And there is a show this week coming out where I'm going to interview Tequila on why he became a Spurs fan and go through his Spurs history as a Spurs fan. So we've got coming out this week, guys. So please do look out for that. 8:00, I think, Friday, we'll be doing that. This is the first he's heard of it. It was either him or James. And I decided to put you in the hot seat first, Tequila.
I've already told my story, but I don't mind going over it again.
Yeah. And then you can interview me then, bud.
Okay.
Attack improves with proper goal scoring up front, especially one who can actually hold up the ball. But yeah, big up to you, Spurs. James, we've got to get you on again, bud. Let us know when you're free, and we'll definitely have to get you on. Great content over there he does as well. And he says, I think Colo is out to reashame. It is. We are going to get to him. So don't you worry. But big up to the super chat, bud. Really, really appreciate it. QT Romero for me gets a 6. Mixed bag for the skipper. Had a flick. Picked up a knock. Picked up a yellow. And that's all. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote for QT Romero. What do you reckon, bud?
I'm going to go with a 5. I'm not saying he was terrible. So for me, an average is a 5. I know football's a little differently, but for me, it's out of 10. I'll give him a 5. I thought he was average. It wasn't the worst game I've ever seen him have, but I mean, we still shipped 2 goals, mate. It's like, what did you think, Dermo? You thought a 6.
I thought a 6. Look,
I can see a 6, but it's a low 6. If it's a 6, it's a low 6.
Yeah, look, I thought he did well with the flick. I thought any other keeper, I think that's in the back of the net. If that's Onana, that's definitely in the back of the net. I thought he does give a balance to the defense. He when we conceded the goal, we got booked very quickly, and you can see him losing his temper a little bit. I think more frustration because of the way the goal was conceded. But I just think a 6 as well. I'm going to stick with the 6. I think it was a low 6 performance, 5.96. So, do you know what I mean? That's my reason. But look, I can understand your reason for a 5 as well, bud. So
it's 5 or a 6. Like I say, it's not. We're in the same kind of ballpark.
Cool. Now, why I've given Van der Ven a 7 is for one reason. I'm right. He would have got a 6, but he gets a 7 for one reason.
That's why you've done it.
Yeah. Caught out for the first goal with a bad pass from Sarr, made up for it with a tackle. And that really, if Cesc goes through 2-0, game's over. I think, was it a couple of minutes later, we went up the other way and equalised. So for me, that's why he gets a 7 for me. I like Van der Ven. I think they're looking to give him a new contract. He needs a pay rise. Mickey Van der Ven is probably him. And I said it on Man United's agenda and I got laughed at. and I stick and by this. I think our central pair, Romero and Mickey van der Ven, is a better pairing, is one of the best pairings in the Premier League. And also, I think they're a better pairing than the Man United centre back duo. That I really do believe that.
I think I would probably agree with you that I think they're better than the Man United. So I thought you were going to go worse than Adam. I thought you were going to say they're the best pairing in the Premier League. And I thought, I don't think I can agree with that one.
They're one of the best pairings in the Premier League for me.
They're better than the United two. I can join you on that on that fence. I do think they're better than the United two. One thing that I've started to think though, and I don't know if it's still because you're all buzzing still from his super goal the other week,
which was a brilliant goal, by the way.
I'm starting to think that I'd rather lose Romero than Van der Ven, which is interesting.
I agree with you. I know where you're going with this. Is it because Van der Ven's got more of a package that he offers you more?
I think obviously he's got that ability to do what we can't expect him to do that every week, but we know that he has that way to drive the ball forward, probably more than Romero, especially when it comes to running with the ball. He's younger than Romero, so there's more potential for growth. He seems, thank God Mia's not watching, at least I don't think she is. He seems like, I think, without knowing the two gentlemen, I can only go on how it comes across. I think he's more committed to Spurs because Romero, I wouldn't say he's got no commitment, but with the whole Argentina thing, we've seen in the past.
His head was turned. His head was turned in the summer.
He probably wanted to go to Atletico Madrid. He probably wanted to go there. I'm not going to sit here and be naive and say, oh, Van der Ven is Spurs for life. He's never going to leave. I don't believe that for a second. But I do think that he might be a bit more committed, at least at this current stage of his career. So I don't want to lose either, really. But if you put a gun to my head, I'd rather lose Romero. I think that I've come to that decision now. It was maybe a bit more even last season. But I think the more this season's going on, it's like, you know what? I think if I have to lose one, then let it be Romero.
Romero's a good captain. I think Van der Ven could be a good captain. I think he's a future Tottenham captain. But,
I think he is as well. Yeah, so do
I. But I think Romero did. Did Dermo just mention VDB's package? What the hell are we doing? He's got a dirty mind, that fucker. He really does. I'm sorry. You got a dirty mind, Wayno.
Thank God they all wear cups, thank God, Dermo.
Yeah, they do. I thought Dermo was going to say they were better than Toby and Dan for a minute. Actually, a question.
You know what, Giant? Funny you say that. I've seen a lot of people saying that they are. I don't follow that either. I'm with you because I can tell by that you don't feel that way. What about you, Dermo?
Very funny way.
Thing you got to remember, Dermo, very quickly. Thing you got to remember, G Giant, as well. Toby and Van were best mates in real life.
Yeah.
From kids. That kind of connection, right? That you can't. Yeah. It's very difficult. You'll ever find that again. Those two were best mates in life, not just on the football pitch. In life, they're best mates. So their connection with each other and their understanding of each other is going to be off the charts. That will probably not be matched. Just got to take that into account.
Yeah, no, look, I don't think anyone can match Toby and Jan, but I think Van der Ven's probably a little bit better than Toby, than Jan. I think Romero, they're not a patch from Romero. I think Van der Ven is a little bit different, but I think Wayne's right. They were on a different planet. And I think you're right as well, Tequila. They were best mates off the pitch as well as on the pitch. So there was that connection. Look, for now, I think Romero and Mickey are probably the next level from Toby and Jan, if you know what I mean. So maybe they're the next generation, if you like.
You got to remember, Dermo, is that Toby and Jan were also great passers of the ball, and I think better passers than Van der Ven and Romero, in my opinion.
Look, I think Romero's great on crossing him. I think Romero's got brilliant on cross. He's a good passer, non-passer of the ball.
He is a good passer, but I do think that not quite as. I'm with you, Dermo. They're the level below. They're still very good, but they're not Toby and Jan, in my opinion.
Yeah, big up to James Richmond. He says 2 months next signings. Are there any top striking midfielders available and sign a tall, stronger players? I agree with you, James. Look, I'm waiting for an update from our sources, the best in the business, by the way. They are the number one sources in YouTube. And do not let Van de Ven go. He's our best player. I think you don't need to tell me and Tequila that. Tequila is already president of the Van de Ven fan club, as you can tell. Right,
I'm gonna quickly say this, and people are gonna hate me again. Whatever. Van de Ven is a future Real Madrid defender. You can see it.
No, he is. He is. He's not going to be at Tottenham for the rest of his career, so he's going to leave at some point. So,
if he continues with the trajectory, maybe 2 seasons from now, I can easily see Real Madrid coming in for him. He's that kind of player.
And maybe our next defensive pairing will probably be Ashley Phillips and Luca. There's our next. There's our next pairing. Jed Spence gets a 6 for me. Bailed out Johnson in the first half when Johnson was trying to deal with Ahmed. Looked better when he moved to the right. Just very quickly on Spence. I agree with that. I think he did look better on the right, to be fair. I don't think he looked comfortable on the left.
I'm going to give him a 5. I think I'm being a little bit more critical than you with the average ratings. I'm going to go with a 5. He wasn't bad. Like I say, a 5 to me is average. I just thought he was all right. He was okay. 5, 6. Yeah. I mean, that's okay. We're in the same wavelength. Okay.
Yeah, Sarr with the 6. For me, was at fault for the first goal with his bad pass, but got better as the game went on. He grew more into the game, especially in the second half. But yeah, first half, very poor. But I'm going to downgrade him to a 5. I think I was a little bit generous with the 6. So look, downgrade it to a 5 for me. Tequila, where are you on Papa Sarr?
I think I'm at a 5. Yeah. Again, he wasn't a disaster class, but.
Palunia, I give him a 7. Had his shot saved in the second half. Did what was asked of him. One of the better players. Look, it's not his job to create goals or score goals. His job is to stop them going in the other end, break up play, and he's doing his job for me. I think he was one of the better players on the pitch, Tequila, and he gets a 7 for me.
I think this is going to be the theme of this. I tend to be going the point under you. So
yeah. No, that's fair.
I think a mid to high 6 if you want to get pedantic about it, but I'd give him. It would be in the 6s, but I think a high 6.
Yeah. Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, what can you say?
This is our great to the gentleman who asked in chat about the forward line. Here we go.
Here we go, James. Here we go with your forward line with your super chat. Brennan Johnson, I wrote down, this is what I wrote, and I'm being honest with this. Mixed bag for Johnson. Great cross for Richie to miss the chance to score the goal in the first half, but could have helped Porro for the first goal. Did not score. Did score, but was ruled out for offside. He went missing in the game. He just came up in patches, if you know what I mean. Suddenly appeared. It's like, here's Johnny. He's here. And then it disappears again. There's something seriously wrong with Brendan Johnson. Either he's still living off last season, or he thinks he's a big-time Charlie now, just because he's won a major European trophy. Or he thinks, I've succeeded in life. I've won something, so I don't need to try.
I'm
Am I wrong in saying that?
No, I'm with G Giant in the chat. What he's typed there is more or less what I was going to say. It's just like that is the average. What you've just described is the average Brendan Johnson game. He'll appear once or 2 times a match and do okay. The rest of the time, he's completely anomalous. You wouldn't know he's there. You might as well be playing with 10 men. Hell, when we went down to 10 men, when he wasn't there, we played better. As funny as that was.
We did score more goals.
Exactly. And it writes itself because he is a pantomime villain. It seems like we're all piling on him. But as Dermo said, I mean, how many of these performances are we willing to put up with? I guess until he gets his next goal, which he will at some point, and then everyone will say, well, that's why he's in the team. And then he'll go missing for another 10 games where he does nothing. Unfortunately for us, we're now in the middle of this next 10-game run where he'll do nothing.
Yeah, I was a big backer of Brennan Johnson, Tequila, and you knew that. I was always, but last season I backed him and backed him for the last 2 seasons. But I just feel that winning the Europa League, it's gone to his head. I do feel that he thinks he's bigger than what he is. And he needs a slap of reality. He needs somebody to take him down a peg or two and say, listen here, mate, you haven't made it yet. You've still got an awful lot to learn. You've got an awful lot of years ahead of you in football. And just because you cannot live one night where you may have scored or may not have scored. But a lot of players in the game, Tequila, do live off one night and do live off one moment in the game. And maybe Brendan Johnson's could be one of those. Had all the ability in the world, didn't use it, had one marvelous moment in the game, and he's living off that for the rest of his career. And it's a shame. It's a damn right shame because this lad's got talent.
You could be right though, but where I kind of disagree with you that this, I mean, you just said this boy has talent. Does he? Doing what?
I think. Look,
he's got a decent knack of getting into the right place to score goals. That is, I don't think anyone can really argue with that. He showed that enough that he's got a good brain for that. Everything else that comes with being a forward player, we all slug off Richarlison and we joke he can't cross, he can't shoot, he can't dribble. What does Johnson do?
I think if you look at him at Forest, I think that's his level. At a lower club where he's the big man and where a team can be built around him. I think we got conned on the price, by the way, because Forest needed the PSR. They needed it. He said, Wayne's right. He's lazy. And and then I go back to the video when James Maddison's there in with his knee and all the other players are going to him and saying, you're right, James, or you're right. Yeah. He's thanking QT and Benny as well for staying with him while he was in a mess and they're doing what a captain should do. Then them all going back. He's in getting his knee checked, and there's Mr. Perky behind the window putting faces like he's a clown. Well, if you're a clown, go and work in the circus then. You're not a professional footballer. And then you got Archie Gray next to him. And we both know, Tequila, Archie Gray comes from a famous footballing dynasty. The Grays, Eddie Gray, his dad, his grandfather both played for Leeds. If I was his dad, I'm telling him, get away from that clown. Get away from him. I just think he's an idiot. That's what he is, a full-blown idiot.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who he was bought for. I mean, he was bought under Angie's watch after he was the first signing after we sold Kane. That's where half the Kane money went on him. So maybe you need to ask Ange, bless him, what the plan was if it was Angie's decision, which he claims it was, but we'll never really know for sure. We have our doubts when it comes to any manager choosing the players or not.
I would love to get Ange on for you to interview him, Tequila.
Can you imagine me and Ange having a conversation? You wouldn't be able to tell who's who. I'm joking.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd laugh or get pissed off with it, but
he'd probably get pissed off, and it's just like, mate. And I'll say to him, I said, mate, I was calling you a clown months before they started in the media. He won't like that.
Yeah. Did Ange have a plan? We're still not sure. Giant, to be fair.
He had a plan, Giant. He just had the one though.
Yeah, plan A. He had no plan B. Xavi Simons, I've given him 7, Tequila. I saw Spurs' best player in the first half. Tried to make things work. Loud boos when taken off. And also, there was a picture of him. He passed the ball, I think, to Sarr, and he wanted it back again. And there was nobody there to link up to. And this was on Match of the Day when I watched it, and I didn't notice it during the game. But you want to see him. He threw a salt block. He just threw his arms down by his side. And he went, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and this goes, Dermo, to what I was when you asked me earlier on about which player I wanted to come back, and I told you Maddison. This is what I'm talking about, because I think Simmons, in the brain at least, physicality wise, I think he's got a lot of work to do. right? But in the brain, I think, mate, that he hasn't got enough players, in my opinion. Oh, can you imagine like Harry Kane playing with Simmons?
With Simmons. Oh, don't.
Do you imagine the combinations that would? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. But I just don't think we've got enough of the players which have got his kind of intellect, footballing intellect. And Papi Matisol, with all due respect, I don't think he has it. So I understand why he got frustrated, mate, because he's probably expecting players to be doing runs or to be opening themselves up, and they're just not doing it. So he's getting frustrated.
Yes. So what rank you giving them?
Again, I think I'm looking at a number below you, but again, I think he was one of our better players. So I'm okay with a 7. If I did the points, I'd probably give him a 6.5, but I'm okay with a 7. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Richarlison, he got a 5 for me. Missed early chance from Johnson's cross. Lucky to stay on, to be honest. Unlucky with his goal too, by the way. That just flicked off the side of his head. I think if that didn't touch it, I still think Odegaard's shot goes in the back of the net. But I think it just needed that little flick. So, look, for me, still fucking useless.
Let me ask you a question about Richarlison, Dermo. Right? When you think of Richarlison, the man, right? We've all heard about, he had mental health issues and stuff. And I'm not laughing at that. As someone who suffers themselves, that's very real. It's a very real thing. And I give him credit for coming out in public and saying that. I do give him credit for that. I always did. But how his image comes across as a desperate, stupid, selfish man.
Yeah.
Desperate for goals. He took Dane Scarlett's penalty because he was so desperate, screwed it up for the record, right? Finally gets his goal, a fortuitous goal, but he gets it nonetheless. Then goes crazy, shows off his tattoos, takes his shirt off, knowing he's going to get yellow carded, which he doesn't care about. He might care in the future when he's banned for a game. This is what I mean. Selfish, self-serving idiot. This is how he comes across to me. And if he had supreme talent and put in performances, I could live with him being an idiot. But he doesn't. No. The sooner we get rid of this man, and I say man, not just footballer, the sooner we get rid of this man out of this club, the better for everybody.
I agree. I totally agree. I really do agree. There's not much else to say in that.
He's so selfish.
He is. He really
self-serving.
Is. There you go, Mr. S. Mr. Selfish.
Sorry, guys. He's a Spurs player, and I never really want him to do bad because I do actually want us to win. But I see stuff like that, and it grinds my gears a little bit.
Yeah. Colo. Tough on Colo's services. Really didn't get any service really in the first half. Half-time came off with it, which we now know as a fractured jaw. 5 for me. What do you reckon, Tequila? 5 good enough score?
I am maybe going to go higher, Dermo. Wow. I think he's slowly winning me over. It is a shame that we're not going to see him for the next 2 months because I think that he'd already eclipsed Richarlison. Not that was difficult. I don't particularly rate Scarlett. And until Solanke comes back, I thought the shirt was his. So it sucks that he sucks that it's out. So I thought I'm going to give him a bit of slack. I'm going to give him a 6. He wasn't amazing or anything, but maybe I'm being a little bit. I'm so desperate for a change myself. Maybe I want to see more in him than he's showing, just because I've become so desperate to get us a good striker. Maybe I want to believe, Dermo. Maybe I want to believe.
Yeah, and also as well, I think he was gaining confidence in what he was doing as well.
Yes.
And I think that's the big disappointment. He was gaining confidence. He was getting used to playing in the Premier League. He was getting used to the system. You look at the way he played against Copenhagen. I thought he had an exceptional game. The way that he was unselfish with his goals, or where he could have been selfish. And
he's a very unselfish player. I don't think he's the 35 goal season, bless him, that Nightmare Kid wanted. And I know that he was kind of jesting a little bit. I don't think he's probably a 20 goal a season striker either. And we still desperately need one of them. But I think he's miles better than Richie and Scarlett. And I'll have to get back to you on if I think he's better than Solanke. I'll need some time on that one. But he's certainly better than the other two, Dermo. I'll give him a 6. I think.
Okay, so 6 for me, five for me, 6 for Tequila. Substitutes. Now, I've gone a little bit higher in my scores for the subs, which they did work, by the way. Just very quickly, I'm going to go through all of them myself. Odebear for me, game changer for me. Spurs set up Romero for his chance, went on the run for Tell's goal, grabbing an assist for Richie's goal. He gets an 8 for me. He changed the game completely on its head. Destiny Udogie brought on more width and on the left assist for Tell's goal, so he gets a 7 for me. Mateus Tell came on, made an impact, got a goal to get us back in the game. Did come on with booze. More for Simmons coming off than Tell coming on. And then for Benny, again with 5, could have done better for United's second goal. So that's my sort of reasons why I've given them the scores I've given them. Tequila, do you want to go through them for quickly?
I think I'd probably give. I think Tell, I agree with you on with a 7. I think Undogi, I'd probably give a 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably. Probably give Odebert a 7. And I'm with you on the 5. So I agree with 2 of them, and 2 of them I slightly disagree with.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with me or Tequila? And let us know. The next one will be the North London Derby one. Will we be happy, or will me and Tequila and James be crying into our pints of whatever we drink? Now, very quickly, guys, this is the Fantasy League, and how hell have the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. How we have fallen so low in the league. Oh, but anyway. This is the bottom 12. We've got Tony Gibson at the bottom with 503 points. Queen Mary the first, big up Queen Mary. She's 11th. She's up the bottom now, 505. Cuba 99. He's in 10th on 528 points. I've dropped down Tequila from 6th to 9th.
You had a bad week there, mate.
I had a really bad week. 46 points for me, 548. Rushing also dropped down with me as well. 35 points, 555 for him. Columns had a great week. He's now going up the league a little bit.
Yeah, but you can't. You know the rules, Dermo. We don't give Com credit, so you can't say that.
I know, but anyway, 564. Only 3 points behind Dave as well on 39. And then the leaders then are in 5th place. Darren Watts with 570. Katie, just a girl who loves Spurs, on 590. Only 2 points behind Carl the Truth Simpson on 592. And then the top 2 are fighting for the championship. James on 645 and Ryan on 673. So it's getting tight up there, but it can all change. It can all change within a week, guys. Just to quickly go on a little bit about Ireland as well. Just talk a bit quickly about that. Ireland to progress. Ireland's on the 17th, so progressed to the knockout stages after victory over Uzbekistan. They did beat Pamanar as well, so they're waiting for the 3rd game, but they're doing very well in the under-17 World Cup. So big up to the boys in green over there. Roma's manager Evan Ferguson updates huge contrary to the Ireland manager claims he's okay. He may play Sunday. Roma's manager is saying he's not. Kenny from Celtic and McGrath from Hibernian called up for the Portugal and Hungary matches. And there is the group stages. Portugal on top of Group F. I think we're in Group F. Group E or Group F on 10 points. Hungary in 2nd on 5. Ireland, Republic of Ireland, 3rd and 4th. Armenia on 3. Yes, the only win for Armenia was against us away at Armenia. So laugh. If you want to laugh, it's fine. I'm used to it. It's okay. But
cool. I feel sorry for you, Dermo, because I got a soft spot for Ireland. I always have.
Yeah. But if we beat Portugal and Ireland, we qualify.
Well, I mean, it's
now,
not impossible.
It's not impossible. Well, Armenia would have to beat Hungary. We would have to get no more than a point against Portugal. And our last game is actually on Sunday away to Hungary. So if we can go into that game with a realistic chance of qualifying for the playoffs, then bring it on. But if Hungary beat Armenia and we lose to Portugal, then we're out the World Cup. So it's all to play for. Thursday is going to be me going mentally shit happy, or me crying into my whatever I'm drinking. Just also another bit as well. This explain to you very quickly. The top of the group and qualify automatically. Republican would have to beat Portugal by at least 2 goals and defeat Hungary in the last game to hope that Armenia beat both Hungary and Portugal. We're out. We're so out. That is something of a long shot. That is.
You never know. It's not impossible. It is a long shot, but it's not impossible.
Yeah,
there's been bigger upsets. There's been bigger upsets in football, don't there?
Yeah, okay. I love your optimism. But playoff place is still within their grasp. They will first have the least to draw with Portugal and then defeat Hungary in their final game. Hope that Armenia don't pick up maximum points from their last 2 spots. If you are watching, where can I watch? Of course, it is on RTE2 and the RTE player with coverage starting at 7 o'clock. So please do get over and support the boys in green. Come and join me Thursday and support me as I watch the boys in green as we look to beat Portugal. Ronaldo's possibly last game in Ireland as well. It's going to get tickets for that game as well. Me and Mr. Tron were going, but it sold out very quickly. So I'm quite disappointed.
Is that because of Ronaldo's last game? Is that why it sold out?
Yeah. Last game in Ireland, I would think. But Tequila, that is it. That is the end of the show. That is the end of final score. Thank you all for watching. But Tequila, where can people find you? Apart from here, talking absolute sense, talking absolute the 100%.
Well, some may call it sense, some may call it another S word. Is it 9 o'clock? Not quite. So take your pick with that. You can find me obviously at Domestic on here and the Play Pouch gaming channel where me and a couple of 40-year-old nerds and Com, who's just a nerd who's slightly under 40, not that much, play games. And coming up for sure is going to be South Park within the next 2 weeks, I think. The Stick of Truth, I think. Is that one run? Or the second one? I'm not working out how to do that yet, Dermo. Like, it's going to have to be after 10 o'clock. That's all the information I've got. It's going to have to be a late one because there's lots of naughty words and non-PC stuff in that game.
I want to know when you're doing your next stream gaming session.
I'm going to let some of the other guys kind of because I did a lot earlier in the year, so some of the other guys are going to have their turn, and I'll probably be back probably the end of the year. Might do some more XCOM. People seem to like my XCOM stuff the most, so maybe I'll do another run through that, and then because everyone can get a character in the game, and people like that stuff where they all get to be a character, and I can add you all to the game and try and keep you alive.
You should do a Transformer one as well, Tequila.
They need to release an updated. They released an updated version of War for Cybertron. I'd do it, but they need to update it, Demo. It's been a long time. Wish they would.
It has. Guys, we are back tomorrow night. The title for the show tomorrow night is, I will tell you in a minute because I don't know it offhand. I've got to do questions tomorrow for that. Do join us tomorrow. It's going to be a cracker of a show, by the way. It's called Will January Be a New Dawn or the Same Old Story? That is tomorrow night at 8. Then on Wednesday, join me and James on Double Dom Gaming and also on Double Dom Gaming on Twitch as well as we start our FM26 journey. And what we're going to do, the first episode is going to be all about the new feature. We're going to go through the game, get our thoughts on the game as well, and set up what we're going to do. It's going to be a Real Madrid and Barcelona head-to-head. So that is what we're
Which one are you being then? Which Barcelona?
I'm going to be Barcelona and go and buy Harry Kane.
Yeah. Good choice.
See, you're his agent, so you and me are going to have discussions on that the next few
days.
So
James is going to have Mbappe and you're going to have a Kane. There you go. You'll get your answer then, a Nightmare, if you're still watching.
Yeah. But do join us that for Wednesday if you can. Then Thursday, we've got the Irish Lads Talk Spurs podcast at 1. I think I'm doing something. What am I doing Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night, we've got the North London podcast as well, Tottenham and Arsenal. And then Friday and Saturday, I might be having off. But having a few days off. Well, Thursday night, I might have to move the podcast to to the weekend because we've got Ireland Thursday. So there'll be an Ireland watch along podcast move to the weekend. So do join me for that. And then I'm going to have a few days off, if that's okay with you guys. I need a bit of a rest and recuperation till we start the Premier League starts again, because we're back at 2 games a week again. So I need some R&D time. Rest and what's it? R&D or an RE?
R&R, isn't it? Rest and relaxation.
Yeah, I need a bit of R&R. But do join us, guys, with a few contents we've got this week. We will have, maybe over the weekend, we will have Tequila's Spurs Spurs history show, where Tequila says I interviewed Tequila, and then Tequila will interview me, which I think is going to be fun. But on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. Please do hit the like button. Please do hit the subscription if you can. Tequila, take us out, son.
And of course, it's just who we are, mate.
Good night.